look into your pet's eyes, what do you see? A reflection of yourself? A glimpse into a world untamed by human expectations? Or perhaps just a creature sharing the same space, navigating this chaotic world alongside you? Welcome to the Companions Collective, where we dig into the human-animal bond and uncover the messy, beautiful reality of it all. I'm Angela Schneider, your guide through the depths of our shared connection with our companion animals. Join me as we explore the tangled web of love, loss, and everything in between that defines our relationships with the creatures who know us best. I get so fired up when I connect with someone who wants to talk about the deeper meaning for dogs in our lives. Like when I chat with a fellow believer that dogs teach us who we are and who we need to be. So it didn't take long before I was mesmerized with Saro Boghozian's words. After becoming a certified dog trainer through the College of Canine Behavioral Science, Saro quickly recognized he also needed to learn about human psychology so that he could help his two-legged clients understand the root causes of their dog's behavior. Together, we explore the profound impact dogs have on our personal growth and well-being. So back in the early days of my photography business, I had a client come to me with 5 beagles, and she wanted a group shot, and I think I might have wanted today's guest there with me. Good morning, Saro. How are you?
I'm doing very well. How about you?
I'm good. Don't you think that 5 beagles at one time sounds like kind of a nightmare?
It is a nightmare for any dog owner, any beagle owner. I mean, I know they are considered as chips. You can't have only have one. You can have to have many of them, but 5 is just like out of limits.
Tell me why you know so much about beagles.
Well, I started having a puppy as a beagle puppy as first dog in my life many years ago, over 25 years ago. And it was a blessing and it was a curse in a way too, I would say. Uh, the, I'll get to the blessing part, but the curse was that I had a puppy, first of all, and second of all, I had a beagle puppy, and third, that I had a beagle puppy that was not food motivated.
Mm.
So I had to learn how to train this beagle, and that kind of motivated me to learn about dogs in general, learn about beagles, and started uh, being interested in becoming an educated dog trainer about dogs because I had gained so much information, doing so much research about dogs and dog training that I thought to myself, this is great. This is something that many dog owners don't get to have this information. I should share this information because I saw so many things going wrong in the dog training. And the blessing was that my beagle Jonah, he encouraged me to become a dog trainer and changed my life. I quit my business, I quit my job, and I became a dog trainer, fully committed to become a dog trainer that focused on training dogs without the use of treats or food and using play and praise. So I just dive in head into dog training with beagles. And many dog owners, they said, beagles are not trainable. But I proved them wrong. I had my beagles fully trained, off leash. I could take them anywhere off leash. They were they are listening and behaving normal, just like any other dog. So I wanted to become a dog trainer who could help dog owners, but also change their lives regarding the the reason and purpose of having a dog that they had in their lives. So that's
Let's dig into that.
yeah.
Why do we get dogs?
Yeah, many dog owners, I think they don't realize the reason why they get a dog. They think, oh, I'm gonna get a dog, have fun with it and play with it and all that. But that's probably, the first year maybe that
Mm-hmm.
you're having fun and all that. And then the dog becomes part of your life, uh, hopefully becomes part of your family member as well. And then you realize, okay, I'm more focused on this dog than anything else. And they change your life in a way, because the relationship that we have with our dogs is not the same as the relationship we have with humans.
Mm-hmm.
It's very deep, it's very different. And then we realized, okay, there's a reason and purpose that there is this dog in my life. And most of us, we don't know why they are there, first of all. Most of the time, as a dog trainer myself and a coach that I work with dog owners, uh, within few sessions, for example, then we start digging in why this dog came to their lives, and we figure out, okay, this was the reason, for example. So one of the common reasons I would say is dog owners, they come in various shapes and sizes and feelings and emotions and life experiences, but most of us have gone through a trauma in our lives. And dogs are a great, I would say, tool uh, that help us to either deal with those traumas or figure out what to do with our lives, um, using our dogs. We don't know this until this happens, until we talk about it, until we realize, okay, there was a reason why this dog came in my life, and the reason is to help me to deal with such and such, with this and that. And then that's when I would say the eureka moment happens in our lives. And then we realized, okay, it's not that, for example, Rover was doing this and that to ruin my life. It was doing that to tell me that this is what I'm supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say, like, for example, many dog owners, they come to me and they say, I have this problem with my dog, this and this and this and that. My dog does this, digging, barking, growling, attacking, this and that, whatever issue it is. So we dig in, we start working with the dog owner, and we figure out, it's not just the dog is doing that to piss you off, it's doing it to give you signals that there's a part of your life, something needs to be addressed. And what is that part of your life that needs to be addressed? Maybe there was an incident in your life that you didn't get over it, and you're hanging on to it, and your dog is sensing all this and is giving you a message that, hey, you got to deal with this, like that. And that's when I come in, and as a dog trainer, I become a coach. The, the problem is that many dog owners, they don't want to talk about it, but once we have these sessions, for example, with my clients that I have, once we have these private sessions that I can be comfortable and they can feel comfortable with me, we start talking deeper, you know, content that they never felt like it was part of their life, right? And we start digging in and figuring out, okay, the reason, for example, Rover did this was because of this. And that once they figure out what is going on, that changes the whole perspective of dog training. Now it's not about Rover reacting, Rover being nonsense, Rover being angry, aggressive, or anything like that. Now it's about that dog owner now to change its mindset, change its being, so it can reflect a more positive and healthier energy to the dog. The dog is just there to give you that signal
Mm-hmm.
that there's something deeper going on in your life. And that's the purpose of our dogs.
Is it a bad thing to train dogs with treats?
It's not a bad thing. It's just limits you to train a dog who has all the emotions and senses that you have with one tool, right?
Mm.
It's a tool in your toolbox, but it shouldn't be your first tool that you're going to start using. Food and treats should be the last tool in your toolbox. The
Yeah.
first thing should be natural things that a dog really loves, which is play and praise. That's what the most purpose of a dog is, to have fun, play, and be praised by human. I mean, you go and tell your dog, what a girl, what a beautiful doggy. You just do that, the dog goes crazy
Yeah.
just for you at looking at the dog. I used to own a doggy daycare, and um, we came across a lot of dogs, and they were like not my dogs, they were my clients' dogs, but I could look at them and they will go, just by looking, they would go crazy. And if I talked to them, if I petted them, oh, that was like layers of emotions and feelings added to that sensation. And then if I played with them, oh, that was another layer of sensation. And imagine at the end of all those, if I offered treat, that would be like the icing on the cake, right?
Yeah.
But most of the time, I didn't need to. I didn't need to use treats. And one of the problems I think with the in our dog industry is it is a common problem with, I would say, with all industries, but in dog training industry, dog food companies have created this marketing tactic that, hey, you want to train your dog? Treats, buy our treats, the
Mm,
best
yeah.
treats,
Yeah.
right? That's the only way you can train your dog.
I'm a sucker for it.
Yes. And they've done a great job of marketing that, people, dog owners, the first thing that they think about anything about dog, if you ask a dog owner what is the first thing that comes in mind, they say treats.
Hmm.
I treat my dog.
I'm a dog photographer. I have a shirt that says ACT on it, and ACT stands for always carry treats, because dogs will do what I need them to do for my photos to get
Yes.
treats. But I'm
Yeah.
not in their lives for very long. I have to use whatever
Yes.
tools I
Yes.
can, right?
Yes. Yes.
But it's different
Of
for the
yeah.
pet guardian, right?
Right. Yeah. I say don't use treats and food as your main purpose and tool as your dog training.
Right.
Dog training is different than, you want a quick, picture of a dog, for example. Uh, by the way, I again, I remember I used to take I had a doggy daycare, and I came across a photographer. It was my dog photographer. Well, photographer, it was one of my clients. She said, we should take some pictures. I
Hmm.
said, That's a great idea. I'll bring some dogs to your studio and we'll take a picture. Uh, we'll take some pictures." And she goes, "That's a great idea." So I said, "I'll bring 6 dogs." So the photographer said, "You know what? I'm gonna book half a day, so we have enough time to work with all these dogs to take these pictures." I
Hmm.
said, "Sure." So I took 6 dogs with me to the studio, and she said, "Okay, let's get started." So I told the dog to sit. I have the picture. Uh, I told the dog sit and lie down, and I sat beside them, and we took many shots out of that. And then she said, "Okay, that just took 2 minutes. Okay, let's take a picture of each one of them." So we took picture of each one of them. That took another 5 minutes or so. and we were done within 10 minutes. We were done.
Well, trust me, it is so much easier to work with a well-trained dog than it is with a non-well-trained dog. But they're all
Exactly.
fun for me. I don't have
Yeah.
to take them home.
Right, right. Yeah. That's the challenge also. Here's the other side of the challenge. For example, because the dog owners have used so much treat that the dog and the dog owner are so dependent on treats that when it comes to a simple task of sitting to take a photo, for example, for you, becomes a big challenge
Mm,
because then the dog can't do anything without treats or food being present.
right.
It's so dependent on everything, on treats to do anything. And that's the unfortunate part of, um, using treats to train dogs,
Yeah.
being so dependent.
But Saro, let's face it, we live in a world where we seek out convenience.
Mm-hmm.
We seek out the easy route, right?
Yes.
And so that's where treats come into play. It can make it easier. That's where I have no doubt I would never touch these items. I would not, but I have no doubt that that is where prong collars, shock collars, et cetera, come into play. Are we
Mm-hmm.
doing harm to our dog companions by using these methods?
Yeah, we do. We are, again, depending on tools and gadgets that are not necessary, are there. Yes, they are quick fixes, but they don't fix the core issues, right? So what it does, it's a band-aid solutions, all of them, right? Uh, in, in general, if you're depending on any tool or anything, any gadget, you're limiting yourself and you're thinking, okay, I'm gonna get good results, fast results, but which one do you prefer to have? Do you want to have a fast result and a dog who's messed up, or longer working with the dog and having a last lifetime lasting results?
Mhm.
So that's one of the problems, for example, that I've noticed as a dog trainer for over 20 years is every dog has reactivity, every dog has problems. And all of these dogs have been trained with treats or tools or gadgets,
Mhm.
right? And what does that tell you? That there is a problem with the system of dog training,
Yeah.
right? If you can't control your dog without depending on anything, that there's something wrong.
Yeah. Now, I grew up around labs, very
Mm-hmm.
biddable breeds, right? The ones
Mm-hmm.
that will do things to please you. Um, I got myself a big girl dog, and he was a Maremma sheepdog, a livestock guardian dog. And everything I had learned about dogs, I had to throw out the window because they are a completely different kind of genre of dog. They're very stubborn, they're very independent. I'm probably telling you things you already know. Um, how does the principle of no fear, no aversion, no treats apply to the different kinds of dogs and their different personality traits, especially with these types of breeds that have independent traits bred throughout millennia?
Yes, good question. The one thing that we have to accept and understand that all dogs have been bred for a purpose, for a reason,
Yeah.
and and all dogs have been bred and designed by humans for humans. There's a reason why we breed them,
Mm,
right? We wouldn't breed crap, right? We would breed some dogs that they are actually manageable, dogs that are well behaved, realistically breeding, a good breeder would breed a good breed of the the dog that is breeding. because everything is looking good. The fur is decent, the health is decent, the behavior is decent. Then let's breed this dog, right? Whatever breed it is, right? So breeders, they're breeding good dogs, and all dogs are bred for a reason. Let's say a lab or a Aussie has been bred for so-called herding or helping with farm activities. That Chihuahua also has been bred for a reason,
Mhm.
to be a companion, to be alarming, little dog that can be put anywhere to alarm intruder. So there's a purpose for all of the dogs.
Mhm.
In my opinion, all dogs are working breeds. And
Cool.
when you have a working breed, is already comes pre-packaged automatically to please humans.
Yeah.
It's already, most of the job has been done for you as a dog owner. All you have to do is blossom this and cherish this breed drive or whatever it is in that dog and use it.
Mhm.
And as a dog owner, as a dog lover, you have to select the right dog for your needs, right? For your whatever your purposes are, right? So if you're live if you're working 10 hours a day and you have the weekend, just go and do some shopping and do housework and maybe just go to the local activities, do a little bit of this and that, and you live on 10th floor apartment building, obviously it's not a good choice to make, go and get an Aussie,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Right? And then what happens is the problem is people have the freedom to go and make decisions like that. So they go and get an Aussie, live in an apartment, work 10 hours a day. They don't have time to devote to this dog. And then they say, oh, there's something wrong with this dog, so I gotta fix it quickly. So they start using treats and tools and gadgets and this and that, uh, uh, where they don't understand that, first of all, this dog doesn't belong into their family, unfortunately,
Sure.
right? They made the wrong choice. But again, let's say you made that choice and you have an Aussie, you have to understand that you can't rely on tools and gadgets to solve your problem. You have to, again, why did you choose a border collie, an Aussie, to live with you? You like the looks, you like the way it walks, the way it looks at you. Yes, okay, you like those, but do you provide this dog's needs? You're providing your needs, but you're not providing the dog's needs,
Hmm.
right? And when the dog is not getting its needs provided, then it becomes a problem. And then you say, you know what, I gotta solve this problem. I gotta buy a shock collar, I have to buy a halty, I have to use treats and this and that to solve this problem. Well, it's not working because it's not the reason it doesn't work, because you're depending on tools and gadgets that are not supposed to be there in the first place. It's not natural for a dog to wear a halter.
Hmm.
It's not natural for a dog to sit and we give treats. That's not a natural behavior, right? And when you do unnatural things, you're going against nature and you're causing a lot more deeper problems. Is that
Interesting.
making sense?
Yeah, completely. Um, and I'm assuming that the sheer act of praising our dogs, rewarding them with scritches and belly rubs instead of treats, helps to build the connection
That's all you need actually.
Yeah.
Once you build a connection, boom, you're done. You
You
know?
got it in the bag after that.
Yes, exactly. I mean, the easiest thing to say to a dog owner is uh, if you want to train your dog and if you want your dog to listen to you, build a connection. You don't have a connection. Just because that dog lives in your life, in your home, and you feed it and you take it for a little walk, it doesn't mean that you have a connection with that dog. That dog is just a roommate.
Yeah.
Connection is when a dog looks at you and says, you know what, you are my everything. You are the most valuable thing in my life. I don't care about that dog. I don't care about that human. I don't care about whatever is happening over there. You are my center of life. You are my everything. Again, remember, dogs have been bred and designed for humans by humans, and they will do anything for their humans. Once you have that connection, once you have that bond, once you have that, you don't have to ask your dog to stay with you. It will stay automatically. Once you have that connection, you don't have to say come anymore because it's right there
Yeah. And
beside you.
and it's really a magical thing too, isn't it?
Exactly, yes. And that's the hardest part for dog owners to develop the connection, deep connection. They say, Robert, here,
Yeah.
treats, treats. You see, it's coming to me and listening to me, and I'm giving, look how so happy it is. I'm giving treats and all that. But is the dog coming to you or to the tree?
Well, if my husband just fed me ice cream every few minutes, I'd probably start listening to him
Yeah,
or
but
not.
after a while, also you'll get bored of ice cream. You're gonna say, okay, life is more than ice cream.
Well, I don't know about that in this heat, but whatever.
but life is more than food. Again, food, let me differentiate the idea between food motivated and not food motivated.
Yeah.
There are three types of dogs in human minds: food motivated, not food motivated, and dogs who are kind of in between food and not food. Food motivation is not that the dog is food motivated. Food motivated means that the dog loves food. It just every living creature needs and loves food. So
Like labs.
exactly,
Yeah.
like Beagle as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so, the funny thing is, any dog that your listener has, it says the same thing
Like,
because it's a normal natural behavior to be uh, loving food.
yeah.
Like for example, I love food too, but I don't give up my life for food. I don't, there's a saying, dogs um, live dogs uh, live to feed to eat. There are people who are they love to eat to live or love to eat.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a difference there.
Yeah. Yeah. I got
You know
you.
what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Dogs are like that too. There are certain dogs that they love to eat. There are certain dogs that they live to eat. For example, wild animals, they live to eat. They don't constantly think about food. They only eat when they're hungry. They say, oh, it's been 4 days. I haven't eaten something. I got to go and hunt and eat something.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And once they eat, a tiger, once it's fed, a giraffe, a gazelle can come pass by. They don't care. They don't see it as a food,
Right. Right.
right?
No, Shep was a grazer. I could leave him with a full bowl and he would just pass by, take a munch, and
Mm,
go on and, just ate whenever he wanted to. I thought that because Bella was the exact same breed,
mm.
I could do the exact same thing with her. No. No, you
Yeah.
put a bowl down in front of that girl and it is gone.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. So I would say again, dogs are food motivated, but again, they're not food motivated for training.
Mm,
Training is not just to teach the dog to sit, stay calm, and all those. It's training is having that opportunity to really connect with the dog. Like, when I say connect with the dog or train the dog owner thinks of it, okay, I got my treats, I got my uh, pouch for the treats, and I have, let me see, do I have time to train my dog? No, I'm busy. I gotta go get this. I gotta go get this done. No, I don't have time today. Maybe tomorrow, and tomorrow becomes the next day. And so we don't spend enough quality time with our dogs. Training is not to teach the dog to sit and stay. It's to spend that time. So one of the biggest things that I teach dog owners is think of your dog as your Zen moment. That you say, you know what, I am overwhelmed with my life and everything that is going on in my life. I'm going to devote half an hour just to hang out with my dog,
yeah.
just do nothing. And if you ask a dog owner to do nothing, they will say, what do you mean do nothing? I can't be not doing nothing. I got to do something. And the hardest part for a human in general is not doing anything,
It's so true. Oh God.
right?
It's
And
true.
if you can't do anything, then your dog is saying, this is a moving stress or
Mm,
can't relax. This human is just go, go, go all the time, mentally, physically, it's just going, 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 going. I can't relax with this human. So therefore, they don't bond with you, they don't connect with you.
wow. Yeah.
Because you say, I don't have time, energy to sit down and do nothing with my dog. And if you don't have time to do nothing with your dog and just zen with your dog, just sit down. Oh, is it okay if I turn on TV and watch TV while my dog is on my lap? No, that's not okay. That's you're faking it.
Hmm.
You're pretending to be physically there, but emotionally, mentally, you're somewhere else. You want to be present with your dog. And if you do that, your dog is going to say, wow, this sorrow, this human, is actually here with me. It's paying attention to me. Now I can bond with this human. Now I can make connections with this human because now I see that this human is valuing me, first of all. And second of all, there's an opportunity for me to actually connect. And that connection happens without treats or food.
Yeah.
And once you have that connection, boom, everything is done.
So you've written a book called A Dog's Five Essential Needs.
Mhm.
Can you share what some of the needs are?
Yeah. So many, many years ago, I was going and doing private training with my clients. And every time I was going to their home, I had to say the same thing. So I thought, okay, I'm repeating myself. So I'm going to write a book about it and give this book to my clients. Right.
Yeah.
So basically, when it comes to dogs, as a dog owner, you know, we have many needs. We need our coffee, we need our computer, we need our cars, we need our wine glasses, wine, we need our pizzas, we need our we need our uh, we need our phone, we need our this, that, in order for us to say, you know what, I'm happy, I have a good life, I'm okay, right? I'm well taken care of, right? As a human, we need hundreds of things in order to be happy for a day.
Hmm.
But for a dog, because dogs live in the moment, they have five things that they need per day. At that moment, they need all this, which are exercise, training, socialization, care, and also affection.
Mm.
So exercise is something that, physically and physically they have to move. They have to have that opportunity to physically satisfy themselves. I call them stimulate themselves. All of these five things are stimulations. So physically, they need to stimulate themselves. They need to run, walk, physically get active, do something physical that brings the heart rate up. That's natural for them. Most dogs, most breeds, that's what they want to do. They want to run around. Greyhound can run for 10 minutes and done. Whereas a border collie, you can run them for an hour and they're saying, okay, what's next? Right? So
Yep.
depending on breed, but they need some form of physical stimulation exercise. Training is mental stimulation, where the dog says, I'm mentally focusing on something. And we don't give opportunities for dogs to mentally focus on something because, again, all day long we're going around, we're doing something. I had most of the dog owners who call me to go to help them, they have similar problems, and also their lifestyle is the same. So I go to their home we have booked a session for dog training, an hour at 3 o'clock, for example, and I go there, and the kids are running in the background. The husband is saying, "Where is this? Where is that?" And we can't even focus for an hour to do training,
Sure.
right? And that's the life that dog is living, right? It's always go, go, goes. They mentally can't focus on anything. So training brings that mentality, the mental stimulation that they need to focus on something. And I suggest to focus on training the dog, sit, stay, yes, calm, and all that. Nice walk. So you're investing a little bit of mental stimulation, mental activity in your dog, which in return gives you the results that you want as well. The training, right? A well-trained dog. Training is a mental stimulation. Next, socialization is social stimulation. Dogs are social animals. They need to be stimulated socially as well. They love humans, they love dogs, they love cats, they love everything. The problem is that we don't do proper socialization when they're young due to either bad breeding, either not knowing what you're supposed to do. For example, the vet, they suggest not to socialize your dog until they're fully vaccinated. That's the big mistake, one of the biggest mistakes in dog training. And most people, they wait until the dog is 5, 6 months old after the shots are done, fully vaccinated, and then they start socializing, which is very late.
Mm-hmm.
You got to start really early. And overall, dogs are social animals. They need to be socializing with everything. They enjoy that social uh, stimulation. You know, again, it's a stimulation, and dogs are bred and designed for humans by humans, and because we want them to socialize with everything to be okay, right? And next thing is care. Care is, taking care of the dog, feeding the dog, brushing the dog, checking, making sure the health is all good shape. I don't have to teach most dog owners how to care for their dogs, but that's the fourth thing. And the last thing a dog needs is affection.
Mm.
Affection, care is a physiological stimulation. Affection is emotional stimulation. Dogs need emotional stimulation as well. And as you can see, that's the fifth thing a dog needs, affection. But most dog owners, they focus on either exercise, training, socialization, and ignore those, and they just focus on affection. I'm
Yeah.
going to share affection with this dog, right? So affection becomes, in my opinion, a tool as a reward.
Okay.
You tell a dog, I love you, good girl, good boy, yes. And that dog says, wow. this human is praising me, is loving me, is sharing affection with me. That's the best reward for a dog,
Yeah.
which lasts long. And that's the fifth thing a dog owner needs to share with the dog. Exercise, training, socialization, care should be first, and then affection the last thing. So that's what basically it is. Uh, the book goes in more depth in details
Sure.
about all these needs, but that's the basically what a dog owner should focus on. Today I have to provide these five things for my dog, no matter what breed it is, no matter what age it is, no matter what the situation is. Oh, I have a overweight dog, I can't exercise. Yes, it still needs exercise. Oh, I have a small dog. Yes, still needs exercise, training, socialization. If you provide all these, then you're not looking for band-aid solutions. Life for dogs are simple. That's all they need. you know, on daily basis, you provide those five things. The dog says, I'm good. I had my exercise, I had my mental stimulation training, which I spent good time with my human. I had my socialization. I saw the neighbor's cat. It was so cute. It was so funny. I said hi to it. I had my breakfast and also dinner. And my mom, my dad, my family shared so much affection with me today. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm in peace with my life. I don't have to react. I don't have to uh, care about anything. I'm just
Wouldn't
going
it
to
be great
live
if our
my life.
lives are that simple?
It is simple. I say usually this philosophy should apply to humans too, to husbands, to wives, to kids. If you simplify life, right, it becomes easier to manage,
Mm-hmm.
right? When we have too many things in our to-do list, then we start stressing, right? Uh, if we are looking for this and that, then we are investing time and energy to satisfy us to get to this and that and that.
Yeah.
Whereas if we just focus on, simple life with our dogs and simple life in general with our families and ourselves, then we have more time to enjoy the dogs. And actually, the dogs would love to spend more time with us, real time, not just one of those fake times, sitting watching TV, pretending that I'm spending time with my dog. No.
Mm-hmm.
You go for a walk with your dog, you go in the yard and play with your dog for no reason as a kid, just like you were a kid.
Mm.
You play with, when you were a kid, you had no worries in your mind. Your all it mattered was having fun. Become a kid and go and play with your dog with that mindset and say, you know what, I'm going to be in a zen with my dog for half an hour a day. You invest that, you're going to get rid of treats, aversive tools, aversive methods, aversive ideas in your life, right? You're going to start learning that dog training is so simple. It has nothing to do with sit, stays, calm, and obedience and uh, agility and this and that. It has to do with you fixing your life so you can help your dog, so your dog can help you back.
Which ties back to what you said earlier about how you are as much a life coach of humans as you are a trainer of dogs.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I'm a perfect person myself, but based on my experiences and working with dog owners, I have become, most of the time when I used to go to dog owners' home, wife and husband, it ended up being a consultation for the marriage. I became a marriage consult.
Funny.
We were not talking about the dog anymore. We were talking about them
Hmm.
because the husband was saying, oh, it's her fault. She was saying it's his fault. because of the dog is came. She wanted the dog. I didn't want the dog, and this happened, and that happened, and this happened, and that happened. Yeah, I'm blaming her. She's blaming me. Now you see that what's happened. So
Mhm.
it became like, and the dog is like, what the hell is going on? What am
And
I
you probably
doing?
were too.
Yes, yes,
You're
yeah.
sitting there with the dog going, I don't know, bud. Like,
I don't know if I can help you, but it just Uh, and that's how I became a coach, because I realized that I'm not just working with the dogs to help the dog. I'm helping these humans to figure out what to do with their lives so they can figure out how to deal with the dog.
mhm.
So I had to study human psychology, learn about humans, work with because of my work with humans, I gained some information there, some knowledge there, some ability to figure out how to deal with this aspect of my life, which is dogs and dog owners. I'm not perfect in anything else, right? I I have learned how to deal with my own personal traumas as well.
Mm.
I grew up with trauma. I learned that trauma was a big part of my life. It's a big part of everybody's life. Everybody goes through trauma, and how to deal with it and the impacts that it has in our lives is so profound and so deep that a dog can help to realize those moments and help us to fix those moments that are making us not to move forward with our lives. And I learned it the hard way. I learned it how to deal with it. I put away all my traumas. I'm free out of it. I know how to control it, how to manage it, not because I'm a perfect person, because of my dogs.
Yeah.
They helped me to become the person who I am today, that I can help others, right? And that's the beauty of dogs. And if we get too deep, if we learn to get a little bit deeper about our relation with our dogs, rather than just, oh, it's a good dog, it sits on my lap, and it wags its tail once in a while, rather than just being that, it becomes a more deeper, uh, I would say, life and relationship with dogs.
We talked a bit about it off camera. You brought it up before I did,
Yeah.
that dogs can be our greatest teachers if we allow them to be. How do we use our non-treat based, non-aversive training to allow ourselves to open up to what our dogs have to teach us?
Yeah, so when we say, we have a dog, it's not something that, it's not an object. It has all these feelings and emotions, and they can, they can support us in many ways. They can help us to um, realize that there's a problem in our lives. They can also cause more problem in our lives. They are projecting exactly what we are uh, distributing to our universe. If you have a messy life, if you have a chaos life, they will be reacting to that, and they will show you the chaos that you deserve,
Mm.
in a way. So let's say, again, I'll give you an example of a family that, it's all go go go. Kids are running around in the house. I'll give you an example. The other example, I had a shop. I had a doggy daycare. We had a shop in front. We had all kinds of displays and products and stuff like that. And there was this lady came with her kids, two kids, regarding dogs and dog training and dog daycare. We're talking and all that. And these two kids we have a freezer, we have a display table. These kids are jumping on freezers and displays, and chaos is happening in my shop.
Oh, sounds like a nightmare.
And and I'm listening to her, but in my background, I'm saying, "What the hell is going on? There's a chaos in my shop, and I got to do something about this." So I tell the owner, "Can you?" And the dog is just jumping and running all over the place as well. And I'm saying, "Can you ask your kids to not to jump on things? Can they come and stay here? They're kids. They're doing kids stuff," she says.
Okay, but
Right? And
yeah.
I'm saying, okay, you're projecting the same idea to your dog as well,
Mm. Hmm.
and you're affecting me, right? This is a small example of our society.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
is happening, right? You, as a dog owner, as a human, you can't even control your kids. Obviously, you won't be able to control your dog, and you want peace and quiet. You want the dog to stop doing certain things.
Hmm.
And that's the way it is in our lives. And the dog, it says, this house is chaos. I'm going to join this chaos, and I'm going to do my best to ruin this family so they will realize that there's something wrong with them. So they will go and ask Sorrow to help, at least. Like, for example, a dog is not biting somebody to piss you off. It's a release of a tension, it's a release of stress that this dog has felt for years and years, and says, you know what, I've been telling this dog owner, my human, that I'm stressed for many years. I've been telling it, and dog owners, they don't see it, they don't feel it. So the dog says, what can I do to make this clear to this human that I need help? So I'm going to bite. I'm going to bark. I'm going to eat something. I'm going to chew this. Actually, they're physically, visually, they're telling us, I need help. And why is it that that dog needs help? Is it because maybe your life is in a chaos
Mm-hmm.
and you haven't been able to help this dog because you can't even help your own life? A blind can't help a blind,
Right.
right? So most dog owners, they have chaos in their lives and they're trying to, I'm going to go and rescue a dog, to help a dog. I mean,
Mhm.
you can't even help yourself yet. You haven't got to that point that you are in perfect life and you want to help
Yeah.
others. And then they go and rescue a dog or get a dog, and the dog says, okay, you need help, right? And what can I do to help you? Okay, I'm gonna do this and that and that. Hopefully you'll get the message. So that's why I'm saying dogs come in our lives for a reason, because I use them as a tool. Let's call them a tool, that
Hmm.
they're helping us to gauge our lives, where we're at our lives. Are we in peace or are we in chaos?
Right.
They
So
help.
what comes to mind is the cliche that you don't get the dog you want, you get the dog you need.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. And
That's very true.
they really show us not just who we need to be, but who we can be,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes. That's very true in this day and age, especially with all this chaos that is going around the world. And human history has been, you know, getting more and more chaotic in a way.
I live in the United States. You don't have to tell me.
Well, it's very chaotic in Canada too. Even I think I would say it's kind of worse than US now too.
Oh
At
boy.
least, at least you have a light at the end of the tunnel. Kind of. But we are stuck with our tunnel. But chaotic. Our lives has been more and more become more chaotic. In the past, dog owners, they didn't need to hire a dog trainer. There was no need of dog training. I
Right.
live I live in a suburbs of British Columbia. There are farms and farmers and all that. And I go and talk to these farmers, and I'm saying, "Yeah, I'm a dog trainer." He goes, "What the hell is dog trainer? Why people need dog trainer? And my dog is trained.
Right.
It does exactly what I want it to do. It naturally, automatically being trained because their life is different. And and the government comes and says, you know what, farmer, um, we're gonna modernize your farm, and we're gonna do this and that. And the farmer says, I don't need those. I know how to raise a cow. I know how to grow things. And
Hmm.
you don't need to come and tell me how to do it and modernize my life, which I don't need, which is going to bring more chaos in my life. I just need my time to raise my cows and sell my meat to farmers market. That's all I want to do.
Sure.
Simple life, but we make it chaotic for others and ourselves in a way. So in the past, we didn't need dog trainers, right? Dogs were bred and for humans by humans, and they were doing exactly what we needed to do. A Doberman, the reason that we bred Doberman, for example, was to protect the taxman. Yeah, the taxman was going and collecting tax from people's home, and they were carrying a lot of money with them. They were collecting money and they were getting robbed. So they needed a solution. So they said, you know what, are we going to breed this scary dog that no one is going to dare to uh, uh, approach?
Yeah.
So they bred Doberman, and the taxman would take it around and collect the money. And yeah, every breed has a history. You know, right? Why did we bred beagles? Because we needed a dog that could go and uh, find the game. And when we shoot the game falls somewhere. We need to go and find it somewhere, and the beagle goes and finds it, barks and let us know where exactly it is. And the white part at the end of the tail is to distinguish visually for us where it is. And the
Yeah.
tail always stands straight up, and the tip of the tail is white. So we can distinguish where it is, so we can go and grab the game.
Yeah.
All of the breeds have a purpose, have a reason, and that's how naturally they were bred. Nowadays we are overbreeding them, crop breeding them, making pugs that have flat face, they can't breed, things like that. But originally, every dog had a purpose, had a reason why they were there. The dog owner wouldn't treat them, it would live with them in the house, feed them exactly what they were eating. They were feed them the scrap leftovers to the dog. The dog was getting exercise training, socialization, care, and affection naturally all day long. It would stay with them, live with them. Life was good,
Hmm.
right? Modern era has created more problems, more issues, and again, we're looking for band-aid solutions where that's not natural, not normal. And when you approach anything unnaturally, you get negative results.
As a photographer, I don't have a studio. I tell people that Mother Nature couldn't possibly beat a studio environment. She is the greatest studio ever created. And that's why I love taking dogs to do dog things in Mother Nature's creation. But is the dog her best creation ever?
It's the dog is in its natural settings,
Hmm.
and it's the best studio.
But
It's
is the dog her greatest creation?
it's one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them. I mean, I always tell dog owners, we are so lucky to have the opportunity to have dogs in our lives.
Yeah, we are.
You know, and if you, I encourage everybody to have dogs because if you understand the purpose of having a dog, then you say the more I have, the better it is.
Mm.
So bringing back to your first, in the first segment that you were saying the owner had 5 beagles, you know, I mean, they are amazing dogs. First of all dogs are amazing. All
Mm.
breeds are amazing. But having a beagle, if I could, I would have 5, 10 big dogs as well, right?
Mhm.
Realistically, I would have. Some people have the opportunity to have more than 1 or 2 dogs. And that's great because, what it does, it gives you more opportunities to become a better human,
Yeah.
right? And always say, if you are able to help your dog to live its fullest life, then you have made your life the best life. Therefore, you can now help your family, and then you can help your community, then you can help your society and your country,
Mm.
right? It
Amazing.
starts small, but it impacts big. If
Yeah.
you can change a dog's life to the fullest, then you have achieved your highest level of being as a human being, because you've been able to impact a dog's, a living thing's life. And then when you change that, you impact that, you're saying, wow, what have I done? I'm amazing. I should help others too. I should have more dogs. Right? And that's how I look at it. I mean, again, I see dogs as a source of energy, information that can impact our lives.
Yeah.
And we are so lucky to have the opportunity to have dogs, not wolves, not elephants, but dogs in our lives that are so different animals than any other animal,
Mhm.
right? They're different than cats, for sure.
Yeah. Co-signed.
Right? And and I've never seen a dog owner that says, you know what? Yeah, they would say, yeah, I had the worst dog in the world, but I love this
Loved him.
dog.
Saro, do you do training online?
Yes, at the moment, at this stage of my life, I'm just doing online. The
Oh,
reason I do online, only online, because I need to get deep like this. And with one-on-one, first of all, sessions in person, there is this limitations, right? One-on-one, sorry, I paid you. Come on, give me results.
mm-hmm.
I need results. And we can't get results again with a band-aid. You got to get deep, right?
Yeah.
And the only way that we can get deep is if you work with me online, one-on-one. I have students from all over the world that, they have the same problems. In France, they have the same problem they have in Canada, in US, in Germany. They all have the same problems, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so I can help everybody, right? And that gives us the opportunity to go deep.
Yeah.
And when we go deep, not only you're changing your life again, you're changing your dog's life, you're changing the
Work.
society,
Yeah.
right?
That's awesome.
Yeah, so
So,
I only do online. I used to do offline, I mean, in person, in group classes and one-on-ones. And then the pandemic happened, and then we had to go online forcefully. And then I realized, oh, I'm working with dog owners online. I'm getting better results online than in person. Because in person, the dog reacts to me, either wants to kill me or wants to hang out with me and have fun with me, right? So that affects the training, right? And then when we are in group session, there are 6 or 7 other dogs. They will either want to kill each other or they want to play with each other. And the dog owner is like, what am I supposed to do? What am I, I'm here, help me, Sorrow. And I'm saying, I can't help you in this setting. This is too much for me and you,
mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
But when we are in home setting, you're sitting at your home and your dog is right there, and I'm telling you, do this and do that. There's no distractions, and you're perfecting your techniques
Yeah.
at home. And once you perfect your technique and your mindset, boom,
It all comes together.
you're done. Yes.
So where do we find you online?
Online, you can find sarodogtraining.com. It's my name and dog training, sarodogtraining.com. Everything is there. I have a YouTube channel as well,
Awesome.
Saro Dog Training, at Saro Dog Training on YouTube. I have lots of videos and content about all these things that I talk about, and technically training dogs and mindset and all that. I do weekly, bi-weekly live sessions on YouTube as well. I answer questions, and
Oh, cool.
I deal with public related questions. So yeah, my website is the best source of contacting me as well.
Awesome. Saro, thank you so much for joining us today. I
Yeah,
enjoyed this conversation so much.
Thank you. I appreciate you taking the time to share this information with your tribe, your members.
Yeah.
And as well as sharing with others. And I appreciate every dog owner that takes the time to talk about dogs. I love talking about dogs.
I could talk about them all day.
Yes, yes. That's what I've been meant for to do in my life, I think. And that's, again, because my first dog helped me to sparked the idea in my mind and helped me to get to where I am today. Again, thanks to dogs and thanks to my dog, Jonah.
That's beautiful. So beautiful. Saro's YouTube channel is an incredible free resource for dog guardians, reaching into such content as secrets to choosing the best puppy and mastering play and praise techniques. I should probably watch How to Deal with and Train a Stubborn Dog. Even though Bella's 10, I shouldn't give up now, should I? Make sure you check the show notes for links to that YouTube channel, or just search for Saro Dog Training, Saro, on YouTube. Thanks for joining us at the Companions Collective. If you enjoyed this conversation, share it with a friend or two. If you have a moment, we'd love it if you could leave us a review or rating on your podcast platform. Until next week, tell your dog I said hi.